come live today, Wednesday, the 7th day of February 2024. This is Truth Channel Network, TCN, and our basic mission here is to keep you informed on matters that are true, of truth, concerning truth. Whenever truth is talked about, lies naturally is exposed, and that is what we do here. And so, whenever we say we are talking about truth, then we're exposing lies. Good to have you. This is 80 minutes past 5 p.m. Biafra time. Based on your location, I don't know what your time zone is saying, and but anyways, I'm saying compliments to you and enjoy every moment of the evening, the night, the morning, the afternoon, or whatever time you're in. My name is Kelechi Ambrose, and this is Network. Truth Channel Network. Truth Channel Network. Remember, we were formerly Biafra Global Network, but if we want to complement or make you understand what Biafra means, we must then bring a reflection of the true word that would be on your mind anytime you open this channel. Once you see truth, you know we are talking about Biafra. Good to have you. And as always, I want to appreciate you for joining. Please, as you come in, like this video, share it on all your social media platforms, get it to people so that they can be part of understanding the truth and knowing what is happening, and also be informed. Whenever you like a video and you share, you give other people the opportunity to be sensitized to come to the knowledge of the truth. Or else, if you keep allowing the enemies, the lies, the cheats, the liars, and all those ones to share, to keep sharing, and their agents are sharing, they will keep propagating the lies they preach, and they will keep corrupting the minds of those who are indifferent, who don't know where they can stand. But when you share, you help to widen the catchment area for us so that we can be able to get people to understand. And also, subscribe to this channel if you have not subscribed. This is very, very important because it will help to inform other people that you are part of the Truth Channel. Good to have you today. Today, we're going to be looking at the current situation in Nigeria and how Nigeria's current administration would naturally facilitate the freedom of the indigenous tribes in the contraption. I want you to understand this. Let me set this running. I want you to understand this. There is no administration that will come into Nigeria that its project or whatever it does will not bring the restoration of freedom to the indigenous tribes further or quicker. That is, they don't need to think about it. It is automatic. Every administration that comes in automatically is moving the people closer to their freedom. Interestingly, the administration of Tinubu is making it easier, and I know that it is Chukwukige that has propelled him and designed it that way, making it easier. Now, in spite of all of these, the things going on, the deceit here, of course, you guys, some of you have come across the post of the criminal in Finland today, giving you that their convention will come up in November, December or so, or October, November, December. I can't really remember. I can't remember the date. And then he tells you that he's going to declare Biafra, you know, from Finland on that convention, the one they did last year. They said they're going to declare so many. They declared so many things, and none of those things they declared is evident. They said that they talked about their jets, their fighter jets, and everything, bringing, ending this, ending that, doing this. Biafra is here. They have restored it, and all of that. But yet they are still trying to push people, contribute, get money, trying to manipulate people to still get. And now they are saying that by October this year, by the November or so, they're going to declare. Now, let me tell you, people, because this is Truth TV. Before I start the teaching of the day, I have to sensitize you and open your minds to the lies that are told you every day. That's what I do. I go research, I look around and see the lies told you by the criminals, by those people who claim to be fighting for freedom for you. For information, we don't know what is happening with the Mazen Namdekano's case. We hear that the stuff that's supposed to come up tomorrow, which is the 8th, tomorrow, Thursday, the 8th day of February, has been adjourned. You know, the hearing. Imagine a case that have been heard and all of that over the time. Now, Supreme Court takes it back. They want to hear it. Now, let me tell you people before I go on the story I was giving you before we go on the story of today. The reason why the Nigeria contraption keep delaying and prolonging Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case is number one. Of course, we all know that they don't have any case against him. That is the fact. Nobody can dispute that. Number two, every administration that comes has an agenda. They have spent so much during that campaign. They have an agenda to retrieve or recover that money they have spent, and then the ones they are going to steal. Remember, Nigeria was designed for business. It is a business venture for those who come in authority. It's just like the company CEO and all of that. Those who are in the sham thing they call election, it is appointing another CEO because it's a PLC. You know, it's not owned by anybody. It is the British that own it, but now it opens it up for public, the people, public shares for the people, the position who have shares in it. So every moment, every 4 years, they use democracy as an alibi to that. Every 4 years, every 8 years, they have another administration that will come in. It is now your time to steal, and then it is also your time to make sure that what is accruing or is for the British and other nations that are part of the thieving program, that what is accruing to them or what belongs to them or what they will steal come to them safely. So they give you the opportunity. It is now your time for the next 8 years to be there, and then you allow them steal. So every administration that comes to Nigeria is facilitating the program of stealing. It is a business. So you should understand this. I don't know why people call it nation or country or whatever you call it. It is not. But anyways, it is designed in that way to deceive you so that you will think you have election or you think you have democracy, and then they use that to steal from you regularly and regularly and regularly. Now, what they do is this: what they are doing with Mazen and the Kano. Don't get yourself worried because Chukwuka is on the throne. They said they're going to have the hearing again, what they have heard several times. They heard in 2015. They heard it again in 2022. Now they are talking about hearing the case again, or they heard it in 2021. Now they are talking about hearing the case again, and it was supposed to be heard tomorrow, which is Thursday, the 28th day. Sorry, the 8th day of February, not 28th, sorry, the 8th day of February. Now, from the lawyer, a lawyer, we are hearing that it has been moved or adjourned to another date, which is not even mentioned. Now, let me tell you, I've told you, number one point is that they have to, they know they don't have any case against Mazen Namdekano, so they would keep doing that. Two, they know that Mazen Namdekano is definitely innocent. They know that one. Three, every administration, as I told you, comes in to get back the money they have invested and make more money. When they invest 1 billion naira in their election campaign and all they do, they must get back $1 billion. It's in dollars. So the money would, they will get it in excess. So definitely they have to do all of that to make sure they get back. So what they need to do is someone like Mazen Namdekano, who when he comes out becomes a threat because of what he says and the actions he takes. They want to keep him there. They try to make him comfortable, give him what he wants, feed him well and all of that. That's what they want to do. But of course, he cannot be comfortable in there. But they know that they cannot do anything to his health. They don't want his health to deteriorate. They don't want him to go hungry. They want him to be comfortable in there. But they will keep him somewhere they can watch. They want to keep him there so that this dispensation will come after stealing. Then they wait for the next. They will now transfer it to the next dispensation, whatever you want to do with it. If na you sabi. So that is what they are doing with Mazen and Kanu, joking with us and playing with the over 120 million people all over the nations of the world who are Biafrans. That is what they are doing. But don't worry, Chukwuka is on the throne, and it will take you and I to do the right thing. Because if not that people are compromised here and there, by now we would have had a formidable front to face and to get our freedom and to disable the Nigeria structure. Let me tell you something about this whole thing. The only way you can succeed in bringing about a transformation and freedom and causing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be freed is to disable. And disabling doesn't necessarily, it's not all about this noise on social media of which the criminal in Finland and other people are busy doing. Today, I told you that today, what they have done today, is they are talking about they are going to have another convention telling people to pay their monies to come over to Finland. Now, you want to declare a nation, you want to declare freedom. You don't have the arms and ammunition enough and the security enough. The first one is this, the beginning of the fraud. I mean, in this light anyways, not as if it is the beginning of the fraud anyways, but the beginning of the fraud in this 2024 is the fact that a particular self referendum is fixed, and no nation of the world has commented, no organization. Let's leave nations now. Let's say any NGO of repute, or any organization of repute, or even nations or agency of any government or anybody has mentioned what you are doing as legitimate. Nobody's mentioning it. You just set up something on social media and his gory, gullible followers are rejoicing. These things are very, I don't know the problem. Now I know why we have remained in this situation for long. I know why Mazen Namdekano has suffered so much, because he was dealing with people who don't reason. Go all there on social media. What they tell you is that, hey, you are the one who is going to restore freedom. So Mazen Namdekano's statements and preaching, telling you that he will lead in front, is no more. It's no more. They can't remember it anymore. He is no more the one to lead. Now it is now the criminal who is in Finland. Now, Mazin Namdekanu said that IPOB can never be deformed and defeated and can never go away. It will restore Biafra. And their criminal comes and tells them that IPOB is now a criminal organization. Now, Mazin Namdekanu, of course, labeling Mazin Namdekanu as a criminal, telling the Nigeria contraption he's a criminal by being an IPOB, because the reason why Mazin Namdekanu is there, because he is IPOB and he remains IPOB, and he formed ESN, and ESN is supposed to protect and sustain the land. And the reason why he is in there is because he is the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, and that is why they have locked him. And whatever they are doing, they put it there. Mazin Namdekanu, the leader of as they call it, the terrorists, whatever they call it, but of course, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. And they even told him during the hearing, the first time it was heard, they said, are you the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra? He said he is. And of course, he raised ESN and formed ESN and kept it there for the purpose of enhancing the security and freedom of the people of Biafra. And he told you that when the time comes, they are going to unleash the army. And when they unleash the army, the army will not just come and begin to dodge in bushes and begin to make all this noise. Mazin Amdekano said it. He said the army will come. The day he will release the army, which of course the ESN will metamorphose into the army. The day he releases the army, or he unleashes or launches the army, that day they are going to secure the borders. Because you can't have an army that is not securing your borders. What do you mean by an army? An army is an army is instituted to secure the borders of a particular nation. Their job is for external control. I mean, for controlling the borders of that particular against external attacks and all of that. That is what the army does. You can't have an army and the army is hiding in bushes, or the army is not controlling a territory. You can't have an army. And Mazin Amkan, who is learned and who is intelligent enough, understands that he didn't need to start with an army. He needed to start with ESN, security, for internal control, dealing with the problems, the things that the people are going through. And then the day he's going to release the army, as he said, he will be the one to launch the army. That is what he said. So anybody who said he is supporting Mazen Namdekano will support and make sure, do everything with ESN to make sure Mazen Namdekano is out. All they need to do is to make sure they crumble the economy of Nigeria so that Mazen Namdekano will be out. When he comes out, he said he will launch the army. But when you go, you take laws into your hands and you want to launch the army, you want to launch the navy, you want to launch this, you want to launch that, it simply means that you have indirectly and directly plotted a coup against the leader who said he himself would do that. It's just like the president of a nation. A president of a nation has his role to play. Even when you are appointed as an acting president, there are things you cannot do unless the president returns. Unless if the president is not there and you are now sworn in as the president, you can now exude that power to do those things. Things as sensitive as the army, you don't go there. Things as sensitive as the navy, you don't go there. Things as sensitive as the air force, you don't go there. Things as sensitive as international ID card, things as sensitive as international passports, things as sensitive as currency, things as sensitive as constitution, things as sensitive, very sensitive as creating, provinces and all of that. Why would Mazin Namdekanu say we cannot have states, and the criminal in Finland comes and tells you that what we will be having in Biafra is states? The president says, Mazin Namdekanu, the leader, says we will not have states. We're going to have provinces and, of course, districts and all of that in Biafra land. The criminal comes and tells you, no, what that leader is saying is wrong. I am the one in charge. I dictate. We would have states. And he is now sharing things on social media. And you see, I'm not surprised at his action because he's a criminal. Of course, when criminals see that you have mumu, they will capitalize on your mumu. 419s capitalize on your stupidity to steal from you. So that's how they operate. But what surprises me is the level of the mumurism of the people. If you have heard the preaching of Mazen Amdekano this far and this long, and you are truly his follower, you would not be moved by people manipulating like this. It is the shocking thing here is that the tactics utilized by the criminal in Finland to deceive you is a cheap tactics, very cheap. And it's shocking that some of you are just falling for it because it is just alarming. That means you are not saturated by the teachings of Mazin Amikano. That means you don't know him. That means you don't understand him all these years he has been speaking. That means you don't have a connection to him and the spiritual end he is talking from and that spiritual audacity that he has. That means you have not been saturated and bathed and baptized in the messages and the words and the spirit that Mazin Amikano carries. If not, you will code quickly and you will sense corruption, you will sense criminality, you will sense evil, and you will sense danger when you see one. Now, he tells you that he has raised an army. The army does not control any territory. Mazin Amdekano said, when I'm going to raise the army will control the territory of Biafra. Immediately, the army will go into work because the purpose of an army is not to begin to run into inside the bush and going from one place to the other and telling you that they have shot one soldier somewhere and they run somewhere. And what the painful thing is, what they do now is this: the criminal, in Finland, what he does is this with his militia that he's calling an army. They go to a community where they know the people are not supporting them. I've told you guys these things over and over. They go to a community where they know that those people in that community are not supporting his boys. They go to that area, locate soldiers or police or anybody, kill that person in that community. Then they run back to their location, run back to their hideouts. And then the police, of course, the police will come and discover that their men have been killed. The army will come and discover that their men have been killed. They will now go and recruit themselves they will now go and mobilize and come to that community, and the target would be the young men of that community. That is how they are working with the criminals, the Nigeria contraption police, the Nigeria contraption army. That is how the criminal in Finland and his men are working with them. They go and create a problem. They tell them, go and do this, so that when we are coming to kill the young men there, we would have an excuse to kill them. So they go to the location where they know that they don't have support. They go and commit that crime, and then they leave the road and open the way for the Nigeria military or police or whatever to come into that place to kill the young men in that community, so that they begin to deplete the men who would stand at the time we are to stand strongly and face the contraption when the time comes. They deplete, they are reducing strong men. They want their own militia to be there. They sustain it. That is what they are doing. Now, Mazin Amdekano said that he is going to announce the army, and the day he's going to launch the army or unveil the army, they would immediately secure Biafra land. That means there is a cogent plan that is going to complement the inauguration or the launching of an army. You don't launch an army just to begin to behave like any other security group or any other militia walking around. No, your army must have a control over a particular territory, even if not all the territory, but there must be a control somewhere. So what you do is, by the time you launch your army, you must make sure that your army is quickly able to take land or take territory quickly from your territory, take it quickly and control it and begin to expand from there. That is what an army is. Mazin Amkan said he's going to do that. But this criminal is so quick. He's He's running faster than his shadows. He wants to be the one whose name will be on everything. He wants to be the one who is going to control everything. He has imagined and slept at night, imagined himself controlling a whole Biafra nation. Imagine, oh, wow, he will be number one man. He will be the one controlling everything, the resources. He knows how you people have been contributing under Azuka. Azuka is still there. Some of you don't know. You think Azuka is going to sleep? They just, because they have seen that people were talking and talking. All they did was plan a particular stage coup, pretending as if they have loggerheads and all of that, and then they remove Azuka. She will just be doing the things silently on the background because they don't want their business to spoil. They kept Azuka at the background. She's still working effectively. She's the one collecting the monies in her account. They are still doing the same thing. Arewa and all of them, they are still stealing the resources. And you don't are not smart enough. You are not smart enough to understand this. This is Truth Channel Network. We would keep opening the truth to you to see. I've not even gone to the topic of today, but all of this, of course, complements the topic of today because every action they are taking is evident of the criminality and the things they are doing against you. So you must understand this. Now, Mazin Amikano said the day he's going to release the army will take control of the territory. Now the criminal, because he wants to be at the forefront. He wants to now that they have Mazin Amikano is held somewhere, let him use this opportunity to gain ground and establish himself and be the one in charge. So that when Mazin Amikano comes out, he will be struggling with getting the people. By then he has made enough. So he's now having his men, and then he can use his men to oppose whatever anything that will make him not to be relevant. He will oppose it. That is the plan, and he's using your monies to fulfill or get these things done. He's using your monies. You keep contributing those gullible people, those foolish ones, those ones who are just there. They are confused. They don't understand. They are not real. They can't understand. They are not real followers, and they don't have the discerning spirit. They don't have that knowledge to discern between what is positive and negative, and to know when they are being manipulated or when they are being deceived or whatever, or when they are being taken for granted. They don't know all these things. And that is why what we are doing now is very important. We keep speaking so that once they come in contact with what we are preaching right now, they can reason and relate. That is why I say it is important that you share this on all your social media platforms. If you have the privilege or the opportunity to download this, you cut the parts you need to cut. Send it to people to listen. Let them hear the truth. You are a sponsor of truth when you share this kind of programs. Very, very important. Now, they now they are now organizing a self-referendum. What does self-referendum means? It simply means that you are only trying to know. Let me give you an example. The statistics was carried in Gaza, and what that statistics represented was not carried by the government. No, it was carried by, the Arab, blah 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 blah. And that statistics was taken seriously because it comes from the Arab, leadership. They organized it, and they took statistics, discovered that most of the Palestinians hate everybody in the world. I can't give you all the details. You see 98% of 98% of Palestinians hate Americans, 100% of Palestinians hate Britain or the British. And so many information on that statistics, some something percent and all of that for different purposes. Now, that is taken seriously. It is a referendum, or it is an analysis or statistics taken by them to know what their people, how their people are thinking. Some percent also says they don't, or something, they don't want Israel to exist, and and all of that, and so many things like that. 68% hate Russia, and so many things, and some 56% also don't like China. So many, something is alarming, anyways. But this would be respected because it is the Arab nation or the Arab nations that came together and collected those information, and it's now taken seriously in the West because it is coming from an authority. Now, you said you want to have referendum. We have had lots of details being taken on social media. You remember Mr. Motayo, who took details 2 weeks or last week or so, and trying to know where the people stand. And of course, all those details are good. There's nothing wrong with statistics, taking statistics and having records. But when you give an impression that your statistics is actually the form of bringing and giving you what you want and manipulating the people to believe that what you are doing right now is automatic to their freedom, then you are a criminal. There's nothing wrong in doing a self-referendum. I don't fight it. I can decide to do mine. You can decide to do yours. Anybody can do theirs. But when you sit and front for some people who believe in you that you are fighting for them, and then you begin to manipulate them. First, you said towards last year, the end of last year, you said Wazirike couldn't give Biafra, Ojukwu couldn't give Biafra. Then why do they expect you to give Biafra? And then you now tell them that it is going to come in 2023. But when they asked the question, you said, how can they give you? How can you give them when Ojukwu couldn't do it and Wazirike couldn't do it? You didn't mention Mazin Amikano because you know it would be dangerous for you to mention, because you have not totally, got all the monies you want to get from the people. So you try to be careful, so you don't rebel now, open rebellion, and then lose some. You still want to make more money. Now you have told them that, and then the year begins. You now set up a self-referendum. Now you are giving them impression that this self-referendum is automatic to declaration of Biafra. How does self-referendum give you freedom? Now, the argument will be that yes, we want to show the world that we all are in one accord. We have been in one accord. There have been statistics taken for a long time, several times. Even 2 years ago or so, there was a time he also set some stuff there and took statistics. But the dangerous thing now is that not only is your vote taken, your details are taken, your phone number, your village, where you're coming from, the state you're from, and all of that. All these details are taken from you. Are you daft to understand that it is dangerous at this time when you have not gotten your freedom, when anybody could be manipulated, when anybody could be a criminal, when anybody cannot be trusted, that you go out there and fill in your details to your hometown to people claiming on social media that they want to give you freedom because you're doing referendum? This is not census. This is referendum. Why are they asking for your village? Ask yourself this question. Why are they asking for your village? Why are they asking for your state? Why are they asking for everything about your phone number and everything? Why are they asking you of all of these details? They want to know the community you're from and your real name. Why? It is not a census. It is just a referendum where people will just impute their details. This name has voted, I vote, and all of that. That's what it is. It is not an election of an organized nation where you need your ID card and all of that to tell that you are the real person voting. This is a referendum, a self-referendum. The United Nations is not represented. The European Union is not represented. African Union is not. No organization at all acknowledged it. It is never said, spoken by any media acknowledging it. No nation, including the nations he is claiming that he has now gone in agreement with, or he has now gone into, they have them as allies, and he's now talking with them, and of course he has talked with them, and all those busybody around, busybody, and he's telling you he's going for meeting here and all of that, or of course he stays in his house. He doesn't do anything. He eats from you. That is why every 30 minutes on Twitter or on X, he's posting, because he doesn't go anywhere. He's just in there. He just relaxes, sleeps, wakes up, and then keeps tweeting, thinks about what he needs to tell you today. Today, he has posted that referendum um, um, convention will be in November, and then he's going to declare Biafra. Now, let me ask you a question. If you want to declare a nation, you must have gotten the formidability and the ability to come with the force you have into that nation. That means you will be present in that place. You will come into that land. Why is he planning to declare what he wants to declare in Finland and want you to come to Finland? And then he will declare it and he will raise his hands. Then, of course, those security men that are hired, some of you don't know that those security men are hired. There's a private security company when I was on the advisory board, we agreed that he should go and look for a security company and discuss with them, and then he tells the advisory board, the company, and the advisory board raises money and pay. They will be paying for his security. That was in the plan. And so the advisory board took the responsibility, and he went and he looked for a security company, and they told him, and then there was an agreement that whenever he's going out, they would set cameras in his house, and they will only come to follow him around when there is a need for him to go for a very, very, very important, like those kinds of programs they do and all of that. That was the arrangement and the agreement. It is not the government of Finland that is behind it. They don't have any business with it. Anybody could go to any security company as long as you have the money. You pay, and they carry out their services for you. That their men standing by you doesn't mean that you are too powerful. No, it is that you have paid and you have given them money, and then they render services for you. Anybody could do that. You can go to, in the zoo, you can go to the police station and say you need a policeman, or you need a military man to accompany you. You have somewhere to go and you need some, and you pay, and they can release somebody to you. That's how they do in the zoo. Or you can just say, if you have so much money, you can have one policeman guarding your house. It happens. So it all depends on how much you have. It's not because you're important. So all those people you saw on that convention stuff they did were people who have been in that company, and they give him body cam too. There was an arrangement we talked about then. That's all these things were talked about in November, December last year. I'm sorry, in November, December 2022. That was the plan. And as at January, those things were paid for, because we were looking at that, election period, thinking that it was real. Although I was having my doubts then, but of course, since everybody on the media platform said, on the autopilot media platform said, let's just relax and see how this election. Let's not disturb him. Let's not bother him. Let's just wait. Let's just see what he has to offer. He has told us that he is going to stop the election. So let's just not make it. Let's not ask for accounts now. Let's allow the election to be through, so that then we know that we can. But since then, nobody have said anything. Anyways, this is 1 year. Of course, this month makes it 1 year by the 25th, or the end of this month makes it 1 year, and the countdown that began. Oh Lord have mercy. So all of these things now are very, very important. Now, here is someone who is talking about declaring Biafra. I want to, because I'm saying this now, because when that time comes, it will bear me witness. It will bear me witness. You cannot, when Ojukwu declared Biafra, he was in Biafra land. When Ojukwu declared Biafra, he was in Biafra land. You don't stay outside and declare a nation. You stay within, and staying within means that you are secure. That means you have the capability, you have a control of that territory. When you are outside trying to do it, it simply means you don't have a control of that territory. That's why you're afraid you are outside. But if he doesn't have the balls to come in, and with the support of the nations he claims he has gone into alliance with, come in, and enter into that place, like Mazen Namdekano entered, you know, and was moving around. Even when they told him not to move around, he was moving around. Even the bail condition said he was not going to move around and all of that, and he's not going to stay. He cannot have more than 10 people also around him also, and he was still gathering crowd, and all of that. If you have gathered momentum enough to declare Biafra, then you cannot do that in Finland. Those of you who, I know he is watching, or he'll watch, one of his agents will watch and go give to him. If he has gathered the momentum, he is not going to declare Biafra in Finland. He's going to declare it in Biafra land. He can't take monies from you and say he has gotten weapons and everything, and he can secure the land, and he cannot come into the land to be secured by that his army. He has an army, according to you. He has an army. He has the Air Force. He has the Navy. So, which means that he could come through the land, he could come through the sea, he could come, by air, because he has Navy, he has army, he has Air Force. So why can't he fly in with a private jet hired by or maybe one of these nations give to him, or maybe you people buy for him? One of these nations he said he's in alliance with, that are now supporting him. Give him a private jet that will bring him into Biafra land, and his army on ground will secure him, that the Nigeria contraption cannot access him. That is when you know that he can declare Biafra. But some of you don't reason that far. You just, oh, we're going to declare it. We're going to Finland. You go to Finland to declare, and then his men will begin to commit atrocities on ground, and they will come to continue to kill you. Anyways, this is not the talk for today. I'm going to have more time to talk about that. But the truth about it is that if you are reasonable, you will ask this simple question. If you have gotten the momentum enough, in February, you are planning for November. And in February, you are planning to declare Biafra in November. That means you don't even believe that you have the momentum. You have the army, according to you. You have the Air Force, according to you. You have the Navy, according to you. Why can't they bring you? You have been talking about how your Navy is doing wonders and stopping so many things from happening. You are talking about how your Air Force is doing wonders. You are talking about how your army is doing wonders. Why can't your Navy bring you through the sea into Biafra land, or by air into Biafra land, or by land into Biafra land, and then your army in Biafra land will secure you, and then you will be in Biafra land and declare Biafra. Why can't that happen? If truly, if in February he's planning to do declare Biafra in November, and he's planning to do it in Finland, that means he's telling you that he will not be in Biafra land. And that simply means that he doesn't have the momentum to actually declare it in Biafra land, because he knows that when it comes to Biafra land, he is not going, he's gone. He knows that. So why would anybody who tells you that he wants to declare a nation? Ojukwu declared it when he was in Biafra land. In the land, Ojukwu was there when he declared it. Mazin Americano said he would be on ground to lead the people to victory. So if you think that Mazin Americano is no more relevant to you, and now it is now the criminal in Finland called Simon Ekpa that would give you freedom, why then can't he come on ground to declare it? Why would he stay in Finland to declare it? Because he is telling you that there's going to be a program in Finland. He's now telling you that you will come to Finland for him to declare in Finland. Is Finland Biafra? Finland is a sovereign territory. Finland is a place where he's hiding because he knows the Nigeria contraption cannot come there easily, unless if there's a kind of the kind of thing they did at Kenya, you know. And they did that because they know that Mazin American is true and genuine. So if he cannot declare it from that end, I don't know, my light is going down, it's getting dark. So please bear with me. Now, if he cannot come in to declare Biafra, then you should know that you are being scammed. It's as simple as that. Common sense. But some of you don't reason. You will not reason that. Anyways, let's go into the discussion of today. It's going to be just in the next 20 minutes. I'm going to begin this. It's going to be like an introduction because I need to give you all these facts that I've pointed out so that you would know what is happening, so that you can reason. Because some people need to be taught to reason. And please share this program on all your social media platforms. Subscribe to this channel if you have not subscribed. We are going to be doing great things from next month. We're going to be diversifying in our broadcast style and the way we're going to do it. We're just trying to fix some stuff, and then we can do some stuff. But please continue to do the little you can do to sponsor this program by sharing. I'm not saying give money, no, because we are not here for money. We are here to carry out the project of the restoration of Biafra and do what we have to do, to restore the nation. So all your responsibility is to share this program and subscribe to this channel, because we must reach more people. Now, today we have the Tinubu administration in the zoo. Now, if you observe the trend of what happens in Nigeria, you will discover that everything that goes on tends to provoke the people every time and every moment. But funny enough, there is this idiosyncratic nature of Nigerians. When I say Nigerians, I am not talking about those who claim to be Nigerians. I'm talking about those who can't reason, including those ones who are Biafrans by birth but don't reason. Because the opposite of intellectualism is Nigeria. If you're not a Nigerian, then you are intellectual. You are an intellectual. That's in the context of the contraption. You have either a Nigerian or you are an intellectual. So we have those who are pursuing after the criminal in Finland and all of that. They are all Nigerians because they don't reason. So I'm talking to them all. They might be saying that we don't believe in Nigeria. Nigeria must go down. Nigeria, but they are not. They are still Nigerians, because Nigeria has several definitions. It's either you are a Nigerian by forceful marriage, as you are, in what they call as a country, or you're a Nigerian intellectually. So I'm talking to those who are intellectual Nigerians, or Nigerians by force, by force of marriage and all of that. Now, have you observed something? That the more every administration that comes that provokes the people by their programs, the things they do and all of that, the more those who are provoked continually seek to hold on to that Nigeria. They continually seek to sustain Nigeria. They keep telling you that this our nation, we must make sure it doesn't go down. We must. Please give me a moment. Let me get this stuff. Yeah, I wanted to see if okay, it's brighter now. Okay, now I have to open the curtain. I don't want to put on the light yet. Now they keep struggling and fighting hard to make sure that this Nigeria does not go down. Now, I posted something on Twitter today and on Facebook, and I said that the Nigeria contraption has a way of, in every generation, in every time you have slave masters, there are these willing slaves who offer themselves to the slave master to continually use them to encourage the people to sustain their slave chain, making them believe that that chain is another dimension of jewelry or another kind of bling bling or necklace or something. They make you feel that the chain the slave master has put on you is actually fashion, and so they will come and tell you that, you see, Nigeria is the only country we have. How can I can't understand. Is it that people don't understand where they are from, or they don't understand that where they are from is different from the Nigeria that Britain created? Because I don't know why people still talk about Nigeria is our only country. How can Nigeria be your only country when you actually are not a Nigerian in the sense of truth? Don't you know the history? You know that this thing called Nigeria was created for the purpose of business convenience, administrative convenience, for business purposes, to steal your resources, take you as slaves, and use you. Yet you will see people post on social media that Nigeria is the only country we have, and we have to make sure and you begin to wonder how their brains are wired. But anyways, you can't blame them because they don't reason anymore. They have been battered by the forces and the buffet. There's buffet means blow. The blow that comes from colonial suppression. There is this buffet. There's a kind of blow they will give to you. You'll feel dizzy. In fact, you can go unconscious. I saw today on Facebook, somebody there were two men were fighting. That one gave that one a heavy blow on the face, and the other one staggered. He almost collapsed. People had to rush and hold them because that one, they know that if this fight continues, this one he might die. He doesn't have the stamina. Now you can imagine, a buffet can cause you to be unconscious or cause you to have a kind of, unconscious feeling at a particular time. That is what slavery has done to so many of our people. They have been buffeted. They have been given a blow. They have been struck by the Nigerian malaise, and it has affected them seriously in their mental faculty. How can you tell me that Nigeria is the only country you have when you know that your nation is Igbo, when you know that your nation is Oduduwa, when you know that your nation is Ijo, when you know that your nation is Efik, when you know your nation is Jugun, when you know that your nation is Bagi, when you know your nation is Buari, when you know that your nation is several Hausa and all of that. How can you say Nigeria is your only country when your nation is your source? How? Okay, let's just, because I don't want us to dwell on that, because that's another teaching for another time. Now let's look at it. The topic is that the current Nigeria administration is designed to bring about facilitating, or is designed to facilitate the restoration of the nations, or the freedom of the nations trapped in Nigeria. Now, if you look at it, you see what is happening. In the first place, the economic policies, is so harsh on the people. But they will always have the people like Reno or Mockery and others still encouraging you to believe that things will be better. And I don't know how things will be better in a place where the other tribe wants to kill you if they see you. How will things be better? They're not telling you that, but they will keep telling you to invest on their platforms. Reno will tell you to invest on his platform, subscribe to his stuff, and then make money. He's not telling you that that money you are making, you might not live to eat it. Because the other person who is called Fulani, or the other person who is, you know, wants to come and kill you and take your land. Because in his religion, and anytime religion controls anybody, that person is dangerous to you and to the environment around in that space. Anywhere that person is dangerous, especially when your religion is a religion that preaches intolerance, that speaks of killing you if you don't believe in it. That's what Islam represents. There are no two ways about that. Now, if you, as an Igbo person, thinks that you cannot do without a Fulani, you must stay together under the name Nigeria, and you know that the Fulani is planning to cut your head and kill you and take your land, what are you then? The Fulani can claim that he wants to be a Nigerian with you because your neck is his target. But you, knowing that your neck is his target, it's just like the fowl. The fowl, and it's fowls should know, they can't know because they don't have sense. That is the fact. But the fowl, throw the corn, it will always go. It sees that one entered that place, and that one was screaming and shouting, and maybe that the head of that one was cut and put in the pot. Throw corn again to others who saw that one. They will still be going towards that area and eating the corn and getting into that place. The danger that the other one got trapped in and was killed. How can some people claiming that they are intelligent, they are smart, they are very, very intelligent, they are very active and all of that and positive, see that there is a particular tribe that is not of them, which the British brought together with them and said the two of them must stay under a particular name called Nigeria as a country, knowing that this particular tribe hates them to the core, wants to kill them, wants to take their possession, wants to take what they worked for and all of that, still insist that they want to stay in that relationship because one day it will be good. One day the brain of that one who wants to kill them will change or will be when you know that the source of that their mindset is religion. And this what is playing out is indoctrination under religion. Indoctrination. The reason why you have accepted Nigeria is because of religion. You have been indoctrinated to believe from childhood when you were born, your father called you a Nigerian. We are Nigerians. Your father registered you as Nigerian. When you go to school, they say, are you a Nigerian? You say yes. You spell out or read out or sing the national anthem or the anthem because it's not a national anthem, the anthem of slavery. And it has gotten to you, you have become indoctrinated. Now you can understand how indoctrination happens. They keep telling you one thing over and over, some stuff over and over. The same way they make sure that these Fulanis and all these people from the Sahel, don't go to school, and they try to keep them away from understanding, from enhancing their mindset by and learning other things that people have gone the other way around. People who have gone ahead of them have created to help people get educated. They have to keep them away so that they will be able to keep their minds under that circle or that box that it is restricted, hoping to be educated. And let me tell you something about the mind, the human mind. The human mind has every component to build a life based on what it garbage based on the garbage in. That means what comes into it. It has the facility to strengthen its capacity and ability to do great things, but it needs the information that comes in to be alerted or to be awakened towards that idea. So when you tell a child you are an idiot, the capacity of the child to do things will hover around that word idiot. I am an idiot. I am an idiot. I am an idiot. When you tell the child that Allah Akbar, this child you must kill to go to heaven, the capacity that has the ability to do anything in life will be hovering around. I must kill somebody to go to heaven. I must kill somebody to go to heaven. I must kill somebody to go to heaven. And as it hovers around it, the capacity and the ability and the strength and the energy of that person is now joined with that information, and that information determines the working of the mentality of that person, and that person carries action in line with that mentality that have become one with that mindset or with that information you put in. That's what happens. I don't know why I'm not seeing messages. I don't know why this thing is it's not I think the network has actually, I don't know whether messages are coming in anyways, but I think, I don't know, because here it seems there's an obstruction. Something is going wrong here, and it's just booting, so I can't see messages. So please, in case you have sent messages and I have not acknowledged it, especially those who are on the path of truth, please forgive me on that, because I'm not seeing anything here. Let me go on my YouTube to see if because the teaching I'm giving today is very, very important for us. I might not finish it now because of time, but definitely we shall continue in this narrative maybe tomorrow or so, um, and all of that. So I want you to understand this. It is very, very important for you to understand this. Okay, there are messages coming in. Anyways, okay, I can see them on YouTube. I can see. Okay, I can Ego is here, and I can see another an E frog posting. Anyways, I'm sorry I can't see the message on the screen, so that's why I'm not, because I'm wondering. The thing is just booting and booting and booting and booting, and I actually know what is happening. I don't know why. If I refresh now, it's going to cut me off for some time, so I don't want to refresh. So let's go on this. Anyways, please, I believe the formidable and truth partners here would always deal with the e-frogs and those people who come with their narrative, who come with their narrative. So now, that is what happens. Now, you as someone who claim to be intelligent, you are insisting that you want to stay with someone who wants to kill you. Now, that makes us feel that it's either you are under a spell or something is wrong with you. That is the same thing that is happening to those who are jumping around the criminal in Finland and claim. Now, oh my God, this is very fun, very very funny. You want to declare Biafra and you want to declare it in Finland. But you are supposed to have garnered strength and energy and your army ready to secure you, and you come into Biafra land and declare it. Anyways, I said that preaching will be for some other time. Now let's go into this. Let's go into this. Now, I told you that every regime that comes in Nigeria is designed. Now look at Tinubu's regime. When he came in, the first thing is to put you under inconvenience, make you uncomfortable. They set the policy, they removed the subsidy, removed it anyhow, totally, without, they don't mind what you are earning and what you are not earning, whether it's comfortable for you, whether you are earning 20,000 a month or whatever. They don't care. From now, I know that I heard that from Lakwe to Aja is 500 naira or so. Now you can imagine somebody who is working, because I know so many people then working in Lakwe. I live around that Lekki access, so so I lived there, so I know what happens in that road. So now somebody takes a vehicle from Lakwe to Aja. Let's say that person is working at Aja or Badore, or let's say just Aja there, just around the markets there. Maybe that's where or maybe at VGC area, because that's where most of them go to work. Even in Aja, that place, because they'll have lots of businesses there. Somebody moves there because most Biafrans are living in Lakwe, Bodije, and all those places, and all those places down inside, going towards Epe. So let's just take Lakwe for instance. Somebody takes 500 every day to Aja, from Lakwe to Fajak, going 500, coming 500 for each day. That means in a week, 5 days, if he's working from Monday to Friday, it's 5,000. Is it? Yes, 5,000. And then for 4 weeks, it's you know, how much? Because one day is 1,000, so 5 days, 5,000, 5, 10, 15, 20. 20,000 is gone, and the person is earning 25,000. The person has not eaten. The person maybe has house to pay, house rent. Maybe he's living in a batch house. He needs to pay NEPA bill or PHCN bill. He needs to buy water to drink. He needs to take care of, maybe she's a lady who is just a single mother living in a batch house. And that batch house, she pays maybe 500 every month or 1,000 every month. Now it's not even, they won't even give you for that price, about 2,000 every month. Even in batch houses in those areas, batch houses, 2,000 every month. Now you can imagine that a government comes in without considering the majority of the people below. They cut off the the comfort of the people, even if they are not comfortable. They are not comfortable at all. In fact, they have not been comfortable. But now he now finally breaks the leg of what is holding them standing. Now, after doing that, the next thing is that the dollar is rising. Everything is going very. My friend called me yesterday and told me, we were discussing yesterday. He's a pastor. And he told me that the bag of rice now is 70,000. In fact, I saw a place where they said bag of cement, that was sold for 5,000 few months ago. It's now sold for 7,000, 6,007, 6,005. Now you can imagine this kind of pressure on the people. But I looked at, when these things were happening, I looked at the behavior of, because what the colonial masters also do is that they look at your reaction. Whatever they do to you, they have people who study you. And these people who study you are the ones who give them information on your reaction and tell them what next to do, because they know by this your behavior, you cannot fight for yourself. And of course, I've told you before that the people, the likes of the criminal in Finland, Simon Ekpa, and other people who claim to be fighting for freedom, they are already in the hands of these people. They know they have their people working with them, so they are monitoring their activities. They know what they have to do, what they can't do, and all of that. So they know that those ones are under their control. So you would want justice, you would want somebody to fight for you, but the person you are expecting to fight for you is already in their hands, under their control. So they know that you don't have anybody to fight for you. You cannot come alone on the streets and start shouting. You don't have the weapons. Those who are buying the weapons and building and getting militias together, those ones are under them. They are controlling them using their agents and all of that. And of course, making sure that they fund them very well so that they will not be able to back very well. They will not be able to back. They will only shout, back to make you feel good that they are actually just like a dog that barks but cannot bite. You go to some compounds, the dogs are very aggressive. The way they bark, you think they will come and tear you down, but when you get in, nothing. It's just like that. So that's what is happening. So now they know that you are under this. You are the people who are going to fight for you are under their control. Now they know you are alone. So what you're going to do is that you're going to make so much noise, looking up, and your noise will be tilted towards looking up to the person you expect to fight for you, who is already under their control. So they know that is a no-go area. Nothing will happen. But now they are going to now monitor your pulse, your behavior on social media, and then discover that you are still believing in that person. So there's no cause for alarm, no qualms. After that, the next thing is they are bringing back most of these agencies or government agencies to Lagos. Now, some of you don't understand what is happening because once anything happens in the contraption Nigeria, the first thing that comes into mind to the people's mind is tribal sentiment. You know, First, when Tinubu was elected, the Biafrans said, "You see, they will stop fighting for freedom now." And truly, the whole thing is tribal sentiment. Majority of them stopped talking about. If you go to their broadcast and all of that, you discover that majority of them are now very soft on the issue of freedom. Because you know why? First, tribe is important. That is why it is dangerous to have different tribes come together because you can never have peace. Every tribe feels they should be in control. So the tribe, the Yoruba tribe, calmed down. They all calmed down, including Boho, everybody, all those who we have meeting with. We had press brief with. Remember the time we had press brief with Boho and every of them calmed down after Tinubu was elected because their tribe is number one in the contraption. So their tribesman should be protected, even if he's the one who's going to steal and reach those who are going to be in his circle. Some of them on the ground side, the low part of the ladder will not enjoy it but they just have this feeling of belonging because it is their tribesman that is there. So they have this feeling that, oh, at least in Nigeria now, it is actually our man that is ruling. And as long as it's our man that is ruling, oh, everything is fine. That is the sentiment. So I'm just trying to get the light to come forth because it's getting dark. Now the sentiment is it is our man that is there. So it's our tribe. So now all those ones who are screaming, Oduduwa nation, Biafra nation, Biafra Oduduwa nation. Some of them they are now soft pedal. They know that they have 8 years. Now you see, the reason why Nigeria must go down is because tribal sentiment cannot be taken away. And people will continue to die because of tribal sentiment. Now, let me tell you how dangerous it is because this teaching will go very, very deep, as time goes on. Tomorrow, I'm going to come up again. It's already almost 1 hour, so I don't want to go more than 1 hour for this. Now, by tomorrow, I am going to give you why it is more dangerous in the design of tribe. Now, what makes that tribal sentiment dangerous? I'm going to give it to you tomorrow. I'm going to come here tomorrow by 4 p.m. or so, 5 p.m. Biafra time or so, either in the morning or 5 p.m. Biafra time. I think hopefully it might be in the morning, 8 p.m. Biafra time, or evening, 5 p.m. Biafra time. And I am going to take you through this ride. Now, first, I've told you that tribal sentiment can never go away. That is number one sign of danger of why Nigeria is going to wind up very quickly. Tribal sentiment has increased because anybody who comes on that particular position would always do something, and whatever they do will always be interpreted to be tribal sentiment. Now, the design of Tinubu is more sentimental than ever. Now I'm going to take you deeper into how his design is more sentimental and how it affects the whole thing. And I'll now tell you how the tribal sentiment becomes more dangerous because of one thing. Because of one thing, I'll tell you that tomorrow. Thank you so much, all. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys for always being there. Please share this broadcast on all your social media platforms. Tomorrow, I'm going to be here, and either 8 p.m., 8 a.m. Biafra time or 5 p.m. Biafra time. Sorry, 6 p.m. Biafra time. 5 p.m. Biafra time. 5 p.m. Biafra time. I'm going to be here, and I'm going to take you through the ride. 5 p.m. Biafra time, 5:30 p.m. Biafra time. Between that time, I don't know when I'm going to finish work. I'm going to be here. Please share this broadcast on all your social media platforms. All, please, because it is important that we get people to understand the truth. I appreciate you guys. Please stay safe and God bless you. Very good. Keep praying for Mazin Amkano. Mazin Amkano is the one that would lead us into freedom. And remember, we need to form a front to do things that will help us free Mazin Amkano at the same time free ourselves. We have not started yet. You are being robbed. Anybody who is out there now taking money from you and doing whatever they're doing, they are robbing you. So if you think you are going anywhere now with these people, you are wasting your time. Anytime your eye clear, you will come to understand that you are still roaming around in circle. Thank you so much, all. I appreciate you guys. Enjoy the rest of the day. Or if it's night, sleep well. If it's morning in your area, please enjoy the rest of the day too. If it's evening, enjoy the evening. Enjoy your dinner, your everything, your taking and everything. Enjoy yourselves and stay cool and trust God, Chukwu Okike, and pray for Mazen Namdekano.